One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. We look at the top stories in the news. Vice President Mutalina Lumango opens the 2024 Mining Local Content Conference and Expo in Kitwe. Construction works on Masangano Fisenge Luansha Road progresses. ZAMs are urged to be efficient in the management of drugs. Plus, government holds sage for Sonseli mine accident victims in Chingola. Well, with the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Mulea. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema is in Beijing, China, attending the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit. And on the sidelines of the summit, President Hichilema engaged collaborating partners, among them Longi Green Energy Technology Company, to help address Zambia's energy crisis. Here is a report.
President Hakainde Hichilema is among African leaders attending the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation FOCAC Summit in Beijing, China. On the sidelines of FOCAC, President Hichilema traveled to Xi'an City in Shanxi Province to engage various development collaborators. Longi Green Energy Technology Company, a leading global solar energy solutions provider, is one Chinese firm President Hichilema engaged to help find solutions to Zambia's energy crisis.
Our country has seen the worst drought in living memory, and because we are dependent on a hydropower for most of our supply of electricity, over 85%, we have our generating capacity wiped down drastically, creating an energy insecurity and consequentially an insecurity to our economic activities. And we believe that in partnering with China, partnering with companies like yours, Longi, we can find common ground to work together to resolve our dependence on hydro, to bring in the electricity mix such as solar, which you are experts on. That is why we're here today. Through this visit, we'll be able to agree some work, some partnership we can do together for micro generation of electricity, small, micro maybe households, small, medium and large, towards our target to meet, if you like, surplus.
Longi Green Energy Technology Company Chief Executive Officer Zenguo Lee assured that his firm is ready to assist Zambia attain energy sufficiency.
The solutions and products that Longi can provide, we are also able to train the local technicians, engineers, and they can, and to be a sustainable workforce and employment in Zambia. And they can be trained professionals that can provide service to countries around Zambia, and that can be an export of talent.
While in Xi'an City, President Hichilema also visited one of China's famous museums, Emperor Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum, that houses the famous terracotta warriors depicting 5,000 years of Chinese cultural history.
It's a privilege to visit this terracotta army museum. The history that it contains, I have written in the book there the kind of life that the Chinese people lived thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. The order that you see and read from this history, the teamwork, the hard work. You have heard me in Zambia talk about hard work all the time. So you can connect the success of China today to its heritage. It's very important for us from Zambia to understand that success does not come by chance. It is basically out of a clear vision, organized way of working, as you could see this rulership at the time.
Chimange Nibanda, Zanis, Xi'an City, China.
And now, Acting President Mutalina Lumango has called for strong participation of Zambians in the mining sector to contribute to the creation of wealth and economic development of the country. Mrs. Nalumango says the increase of local participation in the mining sector can help create jobs and stimulate the growth of the economy. The Vice President said this today when she officially opened the Mining Local Content Conference and Expo 2024 in Kitwe. We have more in this report.
The Zambia Association of Manufacturers has held a mining local content conference and expo in Kitwe on the Copper Belt province to find solutions on how Zambians manufacturers and local suppliers can collaborate with the mining companies for them to participate in the economic development of the country. Acting President Mutalina Lumango, who first toured the stands of the local manufacturers at Garden Court Hotel, officially opened the conference, which has attracted First Quantum, which is the mining giant of Zambia.
It's through increasing local participation by our citizens in the mining value chain that we can create local jobs, build local expertise, and stimulate other sectors of the economy, thereby ensuring that the benefits of the mining sector are broadly shared among our people. You will remember, this is how we develop. It is through this collaboration that we see technology transfer. This is how we see skills transfer. This is how we see Zambians growing in their own, even establishing their own mines in a proper manner.
Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, Paul Kauswe, says 90% works of the mining local content statutory instrument to compel mines to increase local participation in the supply value chain is done.
And that is why we want to legislate, is to promote full participation of our local people. His Excellency the President and you, Madam Vice President, even in the holding room meetings, on the mouth of President Hakainde, Zambians, benefit of Zambians, benefit of Zambians. And you have sung the song, we, your lieutenants, have heard, and that's why this legislation must be put in place, so that your vision, the vision of His Excellency, is actually actualized.
The Zambia Association of Manufacturers President is happy that practical steps are being taken to increase the local participation in the mining value chain.
We're showing that we must not wait for legislation, that we are showing that we are going to take proactive steps to involve Zambian companies in the value chain of supply to the mining industry. And it is this kind of initiative that First Quantum has taken by partnering with Zambia Association of Manufacturers that we believe other mining houses must also take note of. We don't have to wait to be told what to do.
Copper Belt Minister Elisha Matambo has thanked the Zambia Association of Manufacturers for holding the conference.
The conference will therefore ignite conversations that will foster forward and backward linkages and promote investment in the mining sector. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm aware that this 14th edition of the Manufacturers Month seeks to celebrate the strides made in the manufacturing sector, as well as addressing the challenges and exploring opportunities for growth in the sector.
First Quantum Country Manager has acknowledged that local participation of Zambians in mining is key to boosting the economy.
8% of our procurement spent last year amounted to 1.6 billion, and that was directed to nationally registered suppliers and contractors here in Zambia. This is not just a statistic, Your Honor. It represents our deliberate and ongoing effort to build a stronger, more resilient Zambian economy.
The participants have met here to boost their chances of being key partners in the mining value chain and be crucial players to contribute to the creation of wealth in the country. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Kitwe.
And our government has thanked the German government for their continued support to Zambia in legal reforms, which has ultimately improved access to justice in the country. Minister of Justice Presence Kasuni says the support from the German government, such as the implementation of the pro bono framework for legal practitioners by the Law Association of Zambia (LAZ), has helped to improve access to justice for Zambians. Ms. Kasone was speaking when a delegation from the German embassy paid a courtesy call on her today. The minister has, however, thanked the German government for their support to a lot of legal reforms in the country, including the Children's Act and the Anti-Corruption Act. And German ambassador to Zambia, Annie Wagner Michel, says government is pleased to see that their support to the legal framework in the country is bearing fruit, especially the provision of legal desks, prisons. And Ms. Michel shared that prison audits and the provision of legal desks at prisons is one program that her government wants to continue supporting to improve access to justice further.
In terms of some of the support that you've given us is the implementation of the pro bono framework for legal practitioners by the LAZ, the Law Association of Zambia. Again, this is very much appreciated by Minister of Justice because, like we have said, free access to legal support is one of the biggest support one can get at times, and so we appreciate this, and knowing that we have very much limited lawyers in our country, and also the fees that comes with it can be hindering, especially for those that need it the most many times. So we are grateful for all that. So as a government in a society where sometimes the one who erred is seen as a victim versus the one who wants to correct is a difficult place for us to sit in, and especially for us as Ministry of Justice. Overall, indeed, we continue to depend on partners like yours, so that our aspiration to accountability, transparency, and especially in the governance decision-making process in Zambia reach the ultimate, and that is to benefit the population of Zambia.
Our development cooperation, we have three main focal areas. One is water and sanitation, another one is agriculture and nutrition, and the third one is good governance. And under the good governance, again, we have different pillars. One is working with the Ministry of Finance on public financial management. One is on decentralization, very topical and interesting topic at the moment. And then one is the ENACT program, which again has different pillars. One is the actual access to justice, where one of our really successes in our cooperation was the adoption of the legal aid policy. And we are trying to further strengthen paralegalism, legal aid desks around the country. I think they have proven very useful and efficient. And this is something I think we want to build on and improve on.
And our government has commended Yango for its proactive approach in prioritizing the safety of its drivers and the public through training sessions. And Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security Permanent Secretary Dickson Matembo says the doubling down on Yango's commitment to driver safety by regularly highlighting the application's safety features such as the panic button and SOS functionality is commendable. Mr. Matembo said this when he launched the Yango Security Training and Safety Sensitization Workshop for drivers in Lusaka. He urged all drivers to make it a priority to attend the training sessions regularly in order to stay updated on the latest security features and remain vigilant about the evolving tactics of those who may seek to exploit the system. And speaking earlier at the same launch, Yango Zambia country manager Kabanda Chewe says the training will strengthen their commitment to safety by equipping partner drivers with the knowledge and tools to protect themselves and their passengers. Ms. Cheo expressed Yango's deep commitment to safeguarding both passengers and drivers that use the application,
some of which have had tragic outcomes. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security wishes to commend Yango for its proactive approach in prioritizing the safety of its drivers and the public through such safety training sessions. I'm particularly pleased to see Yango doubling on the commitment to driver safety by regularly highlighting the application safety features such as the panic button and the SOS functionality. Whilst these features are vital, their effectiveness relies heavily on awareness and proper use by drivers and passengers. Therefore, I urge all drivers to make it a priority to attend these training sessions whenever they are held. Stay updated on the evolving tactics of those who may seek to exploit our systems. As a government, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize it is for this reason that
today we're here to strengthen our commitment to safety by equipping our partner drivers with the knowledge and tools to protect themselves and passengers on every ride. At Yango, safety is a priority for us, as this is part of our core values and they guide everything that we do. We are committed to safeguarding both passengers and drivers that use our application because we understand that without trust, there can be no use for services such as ours. Every ride should be secure and every driver should be confident in their ability to navigate the app. This commitment stems from our belief that without safety, there can be no growth, no innovation, and no future for services like ours. This is why we have invested in cutting-edge technology and built safety features within our application, such as the SOS button, real-time route monitoring, conflict button, and 24-hour support.
The Copperbelt Minister, Elisha Matambo, has expressed satisfaction with the ongoing road construction works on the Masangano-Fisenge-Lwansha stretch, which is part of the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway project. Mr. Matambo commended the progress made and confirmed that the works are on track and will be completed within the next 2 months. More in this report.
The construction works on the Masangano-Fisenge-Lwansha Road, part of the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway, has seen significant progress since its commencement in May this year. The contractor, Avic International, is currently laying down the Masangano Road and has started constructing the toll plaza.
In the next 2 months, we will have a brand new road. Yes. And I am pleased with the speed at which the contractor is running in terms of fixing Masangano-Fisenge-Lwansha Road. The speed is equal to the visual carrier, His Excellency President Kainde. When I was being sworn in, he talked about 3 things. He said the project has to be reasonable in terms of the cost. The project has to stand test of time in terms of quality and then delivery time.
Meanwhile, along the Fisenge-Lwansha stretch, the contractor has successfully completed the construction of key bridges, among other major works. The local community has praised government for the advancement.
Due to the impossibility of the road, we used to keep our dead bodies in houses. But now, thanks to the government for the roads, we can now access the mortuary easily.
Due to the roadworks, our businesses are thriving and we are already seeing economic development. A long time, this road is not worked on. Now we thank the government for their initiative.
With construction progressing rapidly and major sections already completed, the Masangano-Fisenge-Lwansha Road is poised to enhance connectivity and bring significant economic and social benefits to the Copperbelt region. Karen Mshenywa, Zanis, Lwansha District.
We now take our first break. We'll be right back shortly.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back, and we now get to the health segment. Minister of Health Elijah Muchima has called on the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency ZAMSA to sue all loopholes that have caused discomfort in the drug supply chain. Dr. Muchima says there must be efficiency and accountability in the management of drugs, adding that the agency must ensure that drugs procured at huge cost reach all health facilities for the benefit of the Zambian people. The minister said this when he toured the Southern Province ZAMSA Hub in Choma. And ZAMSA Southern Province Hub Manager Jane Banda assured the minister that the hub is 89% stocked with drugs. We have more in this report.
This is the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency ZAMSA Hub in Choma, adequately stocked with essential drugs. Health Minister Elijah Muchima has toured the hub, and he is happy with what he has found.
I'm impressed here. When you find an organized hub like this, we are at peace. But we need also to sub-sector it. Livingstone and Choma, so that we become more efficient.
We're extremely happy with the availability of the medicines and other medical products in our facilities. All the ingredients that we require to ensure quality availability are there.
We are very happy to indicate that we have received brand new distribution vehicles. Additionally, stock-wise, we are at close to 90% of availability.
However, the minister wants the agency to be more efficient.
ZAMSA of late has caused discomfort in the country. The dealings have not been straightforward. That's why I'm sure you are seeing changes. And many more changes are coming at whatever level. We need efficiency. We need professionals who can deliver to a Zambian person. We want to give equal opportunity. We have to move with the desires of the president. The president is dreaming day and night. How do I end shortage of medicines, shortage of staff in the health sector? He's busy lobbying every day, and indeed is fulfilling. Today, we're at 95%, used to be at 12% and below.
For Health Permanent Secretary Dr. Kennedy Lishipi, government has strategized on how to curtail preferage of medicines.
We will create special barcodes that will be put at the point, the source point, where we are procuring from. If it is marked for government, it will be government barcode. If it was ordered by the private to come into this country, it will have a private barcode sticker, so we will be able to distinguish them.
Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
While still on health news, now Minister of Health Elijah Muchima says government will soon complete the remaining works at Namala District Hospital. The health minister was speaking in Namala District after visiting the old and new district hospital. Dr. Muchima says government will complete the construction of the new hospital and rehabilitate some units in the old wing. We have more in this report.
Health Minister Elijah Muchima was in Namala District on a familiarization tour of health facilities in the district. Dr. Muchima toured both the old wing and the uncompleted units of the new wing. After the tour, the minister addressed health workers and other heads of government departments.
Your hospital is going to complete. We have the money for it. New one is going to complete. And we are still going to maintain also the old one.
Health Permanent Secretary Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Lishipi,
who accompanied the minister, said since 2022, over 15,000 healthcare workers have been employed across the country.
Employed from 2022, 15,000 healthcare workers, new ones. And this year we are doing another 4,000. So you can see with all these efforts that are going on, we still have a big backlog of these people to be absorbed.
Namwala District Commissioner is happy that government has enhanced its diagnostic capacities by providing modern equipment such as X-ray and digital ultrasound machine, which previously were not reliable at the district health facility.
We are pleased to inform you that our district has recently received a brand new X-ray and ultrasound machine, which has greatly enhanced our diagnostic capabilities. This equipment is already making a significant difference in the timely and accurate diagnosis of patients, particularly those in remote areas who previously had to travel long distances for such services.
Wailinda Piri reporting in Namwala District of Southern Province.
Well, health news continues. Now, Zambia and Malawi have developed cross-border referral health mechanisms to ensure uninterrupted healthcare provisions to migrants and mobile populations. Malawi's Mchinji District Commissioner, Lucia Chindalingwa, who is also outgoing chairperson of the Zambia-Malawi bilateral meetings under the HIV Knows No Borders project, says the developed referral system is key to addressing cross-border health concerns between the two countries. Ms. Chindalingwa was speaking in Chipata during the Zambia-Malawi cross-border consultative meeting. More in this report.
The governments of Zambia and Malawi have been jointly implementing the Sexual Reproductive Health Rights HIV Knows No Borders project, aimed at strengthening cross-border health systems for cross-border migrants and mobile populations. This meeting in Chipata has brought together representatives from the two countries to track progress.
It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all, and it is my wish and hope that we'll be able to engage one another. Last time we engaged one another in Malawi, even as we'll be engaging one another today, we'll come up with the more important ways on how the health system for a better access to HIV services in the border communities will be done.
The project, that is in its second phase, has continued to make strides. These were shared by Mchinji District Commissioner Lucia Chindalingwa, who is the outgoing chairperson of the bilateral Zambia-Malawi meetings.
Over the past year, we have witnessed significant progress in our joint initiatives, particularly the development and operationalization of cross-border referral mechanisms. These mechanisms have been instrumental in improving healthcare delivery within our border communities, addressing the unique challenges faced by cross-border migrants and promoting safe migration practices. We oriented health facilities on the refined data capturing and reporting tools, and piloting them in selected health facilities.
This intervention is being piloted in 4 health facilities in Zambia and 3 in Malawi.
Under Zambia, we actually have Manota, Matimba, one wellness center, and Zozo. Then under Malawi, we got Mchinji Zieto, Tembwe Health Center, and Mchinji Wellness Center.
Abigail Kashweka reporting for Zanis in Chipata District.
Now, the Choma Central Member of Parliament, Cornelius Muitwa, has inspected storage sheds for the emergency wetlands farming inputs in his constituents, while he also handed over inputs to 114 beneficiaries of Mumbula and Simacheche wards. Mr. Mwitwa, who is also Minister of Information and Media, says the Emergency Wetlands Farming and Irrigation Program is one of the key interventions government has rolled out to ensure households' food security. We have more in this report.
The distribution of emergency wetland farming inputs to beneficiaries under the Food Security Program has continued, with over 100 households in Mubula and Siamachiche Ward benefiting from the program. Choma Central Member of Parliament Cornelius Mwitwa has inspected the storage sheds and later handed over the farming inputs to some beneficiaries.
600, half of the 3,200, they are receiving vegetables. That is impwa, which is 250 grams, and okra, which is 100 grams, and then pesticides and insecticides. Then the other half are supposed to receive 1 by 5 kgs of this, and 1 bag of D compound, and also a urea. So for the vegetables, they are given fertilizer which is canned for the vegetables which is there, and they are supposed to receive these vegetables.
This drought which has hit our country has affected households, not just those in rural areas, but those in peri-urban areas. And when we talk about wetland farming irrigation as an intervention of government to respond to the droughts, this is it. Because there are people who just see these things on TV, announcements are made in Lusaka, and they think that those are political statements. They end in Lusaka, things are not happening. Well, this is your answer.
Mr. Mwitwa has also called on the general citizenry to venture into agriculture activities in the next season to support the country's food security.
Also encouraging, even in town here, civil servants, your teacher, your nurse, at the backyard of your house, you should have a small garden so that you are able to produce some vegetables there. That mindset of producing small, one day you can produce big.
And the beneficiaries are thankful to government for the farming inputs.
I've received a bag of 5 kg planting maize seed and 2 bags of fertilizer. I will utilize them nicely so that I can improve the intake food in my household. I praise the ruling government.
Gertrude Lumbeta, Zanis, Choma District, Southern Province.
And now, Anchor Health Partners, in collaboration with the Los Angeles Lusaka Sister City Committee fundraising campaign for the Children's Hospital at the University Teaching Hospital UTH, has donated medical equipment worth over 45,000 United States dollars. And speaking when receiving the donation, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Donor Coordination, George Sinyangwe, says the equipment donated will have a lasting impact on the healthcare system at the Children's Hospital. And Anchor Health Partners co-founder and executive director Scott Reyners disclosed that the organization's goal is to assist the children in Zambia with modern equipment. Meanwhile, Los Angeles Lusaka Sister City Committee Vice President for Energy and Infrastructure, Mwelwa Mulenga, disclosed that there are plans of refurbishing the pharmacy at the Children's Hospital. Dr. Mulenga disclosed that an additional 1.5 million kwacha was raised under the UTA Children's Hospital campaign.
Certificates from Mayor of Los Angeles, but these are just placeholders. The actual certificates of appreciation from the Mayor of Los Angeles, County and the Mayor of the yes, that's for Scott.
Well, we take another break. We'll be right back shortly for more stories. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Elias Muvanga has handed over 5 small-sized hammer mill to 4 cooperatives and the Sikumba Church of Christ in Kazungula district of Southern Province. And speaking at a handover ceremony in Kazungula district, Mr. Muvanga says the gesture exemplifies government's commitment to addressing the pressing challenges faced by people, especially in the wake of the drought situation in the country. The minister disclosed that the equipment have been procured through the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission and are being handed over as loans. And CEEC Director General Muwemungule indicated that with the handover of the 5 hammer mills in Katombola ward, the district has so far received 9 hammer mills at a cost of over 2.3 million kwacha. And our government has halted the search for the remaining bodies at Sanseli copper mine in Chingola, where 27 bodies were retrieved out of the 38 that were trapped, with only 1 person rescued alive. And Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo announced the closure for the search of the remaining trapped miners during an engagement meeting held between government officials and family members of the Sanseli mine accident victims. We have more in this report.
It is almost 10 months since the Sanseli mine accident occurred, where 38 small-scale miners were feared dead. However, after relentless efforts by government and rescue teams, 27 bodies were retrieved, with 1 person rescued alive. Some of the unidentified bodies were subjected to DNA tests for identification purposes by the bereaved families, and some bodies were identified and others were not. The search mission for the remaining bodies has since been halted as a result of safety concerns. Government has also banned illegal mining activities to reduce on-mine deaths and accidents.
Ifwe ngobuteko tuleba tutiawe panonomba epo twala perere lili ashi ili akufwaya pada pasensele mine pakoiba tina imo mweba fyashi mukakulwe nomba mwilaye bati limbi mailo kuti kwafuma chakuti limbi mailo kukafuma chakuti mumone tulio twambile okufwaya twalifwaya twasanga koba mo infula yatuputukisha futi na kabiri twawo twai mafute infula yache patwabwela twafwaya pakanomba twafika pako bati awe tapana bale moneka na tuenda na olo no mushiri wina na wambo kumonekati na barabe na bale fwaya nakambi kuti chaba wila bantu twafwaya pakufika na pali 27 kwena paliyo mulimo ukalamba sana ubuteko bwabaka inde nabukanya takwakulaba illegal mining tuleyipuisha muno mchalo because ile twipaira abantu chimbichire tukalifya chako bati mulamwine mu illegal mining balesenda mu abana ngoyo tukashana shanyuko abana baka inde balileta ko ukusambiriro kwa mala niste tupatikishe fya abana besu bakonkanya pokula ya masukulu.
At some point the president even came, I think he came twice to come and mourn with us. Therefore kutasha wakateka pakututangata kumapa bushiku bwapa 30 November 2023 nokwisa fika pano tufikire lero pamene office ya vice president kucha muri wa TMMU.
Bereaved and affected families have commended government for the relentless efforts in retrieving bodies and support rendered to affected family members. Ian Chomba reporting for Zanis in Chingola.
And our government has reaffirmed its commitment towards addressing operational challenges the public universities are facing. And Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa says government is committed to increasing the number of student loan beneficiaries Mr. Nkulukusa says government is putting in place measures to increase revenue in order to invest in critical sectors such as education. Sharon Walia has the details.
Government has continued to demonstrate its unwavering dedication to improving the education sector. This commitment is evident from the introduction of free education and the mass recruitment of teachers across the country. Now, Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa says the government will continue to seek ways to generate more revenue in order to invest in sectors such as the education sector.
The 3 years has been quite to bring the economy to a perspective where it starts hitting with 4 cylinders, so that now we can start rebuilding ourselves. We brought in free education just to ensure that everybody has an opportunity, so that if somebody fails, let it be that they didn't put in as much as they wanted. And we want to continue on that platform, and that is why I totally agree with you that going forward we need to start increasing the loans for students.
Mr. Nkulukusa further says public institutions should position themselves for private sector investments.
So we need to build also that capacity that private sector starts picking universities and adopting universities for funding for purposes of research and development. Because if we don't invest in research and development, then we remain behind. Our friends start having very good information and data for decision making, and therefore they can project the future properly.
Meanwhile, Kwame Nkrumah University Management has commended the government for the mass recruitment of teachers that has contributed to an improvement in the enrollment rate at the institution.
There was an announcement of recruiting more than 30,000 teachers. That Honorable Minister encouraged us, and the numbers of students that started rising. They had fallen to about maybe 4,500 students. They started rising from around about 2022 to about 5,600 students, and then in 2022 almost over 8,000. Last year it was almost 9,000. This year we expect to have more than 10,000 students. And this is because of the continued effort that your government is putting to ensure that our teachers are recruited.
Sharon Wale reporting for Zanis in Kabwe, Central Province.
And finally, in the news, Northwestern Provincial Minister Robert Liefu has urged Maninga Town Council to ensure everyone benefits from the Cash for Work program, regardless of political affiliation. Mr. Liefu, who is also Maninga Constituents Member of Parliament, notes that government remains committed to improving the well-being of the Zambian people. He said this when he officially opened an orientation training meeting in the district. Well, that item brings us to the end of the news, and before I finish, we look at the top stories in the news. Vice President Mutalina Lumango opens the 2024 Mining Local Content Conference and Expo in Kitwe. Construction works on Masangano Fisenge Luansha Road progresses. ZAMS are urged to be efficient in the management of drugs. Plus, government holds search for Sonseli mine accident victims in Chingola. Well, that is all we had for you, and on behalf of the entire news production crew, thank you so much for being with us. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been Emel Demolea. Stay tuned.